Times-Picayune, dated June 19, 1993. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crimes is elsewhere. There's an article about the history of Jackson Square called La Plaza d'Armas under French rule. Of course, these days it's mostly a hangout for tourists. Gabriel also scans the chances of a dark star rising on this.
I feel a dark star rising, all right.
Gabriel opens the cash register to examine the take.
Gabriel, that's all the change money I have. Touch it, and you can kiss your hand goodbye.
Would I do that to you? I trust you can live without this old gift certificate.
Knock yourself out.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do...
Sure. Okay.
Tell me about...
What else?
Just...
Suit yourself.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Uh-huh.
Gabriel,
May I help you? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you. I do have official business.
Gabriel didn't.
Just as I thought.
Gabriel can't.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Tell me about you.
You see?
Yeah?
Well, I watch people come in.
Yeah?
Well, I write people...
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Gabriel can't. There is. Gabriel can't. Gabriel can't. There's a temperature gauge. The security. Gabriel can't. Gabriel that.
Hey. It's you, God help me.
I'm gonna hit the lake.
Whew, it's hot in here. Dang, the air conditioning must be on the blink. Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer.
How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee? You want coffee?
Should that surprise you?
Nah, you've always been a caffeine addict.
So, I'm desperate.
It's your stomach.
That long?
All right, I'll go now.
Don't touch anything while I'm...
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Just drink this.
Thanks. Tons. I mean...
Gabriel.
May I help? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry. I do have official business. Really?
Gabriel.
My name is Detective Mosley. Really? How interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Getty. Miss Getty will see you. Right this way. Miss Getty will be down shortly. Thank you.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Why would you want to know about that, Detective?
There's nothing silly about the voodoo murders.
But that voodoo is faked.
That's what the papers say, all right.
But you're not convinced?
No, frankly, I'm not.
Oh. Well, I can see that your imagination is considerable.
Tell me about your life in New Orleans.
The Getty family came to New Orleans in 1800. On the other hand, we've done a lot for this community.
I can believe that. You're doing a lot for me right now. What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The murders?
And what do you read in the papers?
I'm sure you know much more about it than I, Detective.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Saint-Gar means?
No, I don't. What does it mean, Detective?
That's confidential information, ma'am. Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with that, Detective.
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose I don't really have a choice.
What kind of things interest you?
I don't have a lot of free time, but I do appreciate the arts. If you look around, you'll see that we collect African art, for example.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
It is, Detective.
Do you have a career?
A career? Being the head of the Getty family is a 24-hour-a-day job. The management of our business affairs and properties leaves me with time for little else.
poor little rich girl?
Believe it or not, Detective, wealth does have its price.
Tell me about your family.
The Gettys? We're a very private family.
How many people are there in your family?
Well, my mother just passed away.
I am sorry.
So am I. She was a magnificent woman.
And your father?
I never knew him.
It's hard to believe that any man would leave a woman like you.
He did not leave, Detective.
I'm sorry. Go on.
There are, of course, other Gettys in the city. I have a large, extended family.
I see. Do you have a husband?
I'm very independent, Detective.
So, you've never been married?
No, and I never will be.
What about children?
Yes, that is likely. Someday.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
As you wish, Detective.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake, and I do spend quite a bit of time out there.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really distracting.
Thank you, Detective.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Getty.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job. I think this has gone on long enough.
Who, me? Well, I am on this case.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Moses.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time. Robert? Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will. Thank you very much. I had a lovely time. Ah, shit. Could I ask you some questions?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Hey, come back here. Hey! Oh, unbelievable.
I have this gift certificate.
I'm busy.
It's good for $20 at St. George's Books.
Really? I'll have to check it out sometime.
You could take this gift certificate with you, if you'll give me a lucky dog.
A lucky dog for a $20 gift certificate? Well, sure. Here you go.
You wouldn't like a lucky dog by any chance.
Would I? Thanks, mister.
Interrogating the little boy wouldn't...
You mentioned something about special.
Yeah. You got one?
Can you fit through the bars around the statue?
Can I? Just watch me.
Good. Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing. Here you go. Yep. See ya.
This belongs to you, doesn't it?
My drawing? How'd you get it?
Oh, it was a bit of a squeeze, but I hate to see you lose your work.
Well, you saved my butt. Let me know if I can ever do the same for you, huh?
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with these patterns?
What do you need?
Is there any way you can reconstruct the whole pattern from these partials?
Pattern is probably circular, and what is this from, anyway?
You'd never believe me.
Okie dokie. Well, there's... I think there's an area missing.
I'll see what I can do. I have another one of those patterns.
Really? Let's see. Yeah, this is great. I think there's enough overlap now. I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Great.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello.
I am the proprietor, Dr. John.
Great. My name is Knight. Could I ask you some questions?
That is why I am here.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper? I know that they have nothing to do with true voodoo in...
What do you think of New Orleans?
It is the only city in the United States as far as I am concerned.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Saint-Gar means?
I fear my French is not all it should be, Mr. Knight.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No, I have not.
Tell me about yourself.
Me?
Yes, if you don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I wanted to help preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
What kind of background in voodoo do you have?
Let us say that I cut my teeth on it, Mr. Knight.
Do you do anything besides run the museum?
No. The museum does not make me a rich man, but my material needs are simple.
What are your own religious beliefs?
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Actually, I can't think of a thing.
Then, let us discuss something else.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in their religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I, personally, am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo.
Do you know Malia Getty?
Should I?
She referred me to your museum.
Many have read about our museum in the newspapers, Mr. Knight.
That's a good point. What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the gree-gree are similar, but
this is quite a place.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. It is
The doorway.
I'll be going.
Walk carefully.
Hello.
Oh,
Got a minute, Grace?
what's up?
Could you do...
Sure.
I can't...
Okay.
I'm going out.
Have fun.
Hello.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Casanova.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker, I'm certain someone's buried a slip-knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Oh, don't that beat all? Well, you're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too, and you're gonna whip any old no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want 'em.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none either. Now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
That customer of yours, the little old lady, the woman I saw in here, Madame Cazeneuve, you call.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Phew, it's...
Be excited.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do something?
Sure. What?
I need you to look up a Madame Cazeneuve.
Madame Cazeneuve? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend?
Grace, Cazeneuve's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you. Anything else?
I can't think of...
Okay. It's time to close shop.
So it is. Have a nice night.
You too. See you tomorrow.